is absolutely stupid. The idea of Captain America Brave New World taking Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and replacing him as Captain America, as Steve Rogers, rather.
Captain African America. This is John Delarose's channel, by the way. Go check him out. Give him a sub.
Is just insulting to fans. It's annoying. It's very 2020 Black Lives Matter pandering. But it gets worse. When you go into these tie-in products that Disney does, they literally have a book out for children, and you can see just like the ugly art here. I mean, this is insane.
That does look
like,
stupid.
Are doing the art like this. He's got the soy mouth going on. The kid's got the soy mouth going on. They both got like this weird impressionistic style that like you can't like even see the details of their face very well.
It's for a kid's
really
book.
Weird stuff. But hey. It's a hero who looks like you. Yeah.
That's such a stupid line. That's such a stupid mentality. It's like Captain America, let's paint him black so that he can represent the black people. And then all the black people, or a portion of the black people are like, yeah, this is great. Let me tell you something. Captain America represented black people. Steve Rogers. Peter Parker represented black people. Spider-Man. People aren't represented by their skin color. That's so stupid. This idea that, oh, well, they look like me, I'm represented. No, we're represented. We're all human. We have human values. We have human traditions. We have morals. We have character. This is what represents us. I feel represented by all kinds of characters in The Lord of the Rings, not because they're white, because I have white skin, but because of their character, because of their personality. It's like, wow. And when I say I feel represented, even almost not so, that's such a vague thing. It's just like, what do you mean here,
Hey. No, I'm sorry, not even who. A hero looks like you. So to be a hero at this point, this is how poorly written this is. It's all about looks. It's all about surface level things like being black, and a real hero just looks like you, right?
And that's the thing about, like, they represent me. I never even really viewed it that way. Like, well, they represent me. It was more like I identify with someone. It wasn't I'm represented. You know who should represent you? Your dad. Maybe your dad can be your role model instead of some fictional fantasy character. Maybe we can identify with good works of art and good characters in these pieces of art and movies, TV shows, and video games. But maybe your dad is the one you should be represented and looked up to. Maybe if that wasn't a problem in a certain community that's constantly talking about representation, I don't know.
That's what heroism is, apparently. That's why these people can't do this anymore. Like, it's insane. They don't understand what heroes are. They don't understand what good storytelling is. It's just about surface-level crap. It's about racist crap.
It is racist. Course, he's right.
They're getting savaged about this in the comments. Disney put this up as a promotional post for this tie-in book with a paid advertisement. Very, very funny stuff. And we'll get into this in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in culture here. This is my Fandom Pulse Substack where I write wonderful articles that keep you up to date.
Fandom Pulse.
In the description below. I'm also a comic book writer, and I'm pushing back against mainstream comic books. So if you like just like fun action adventure,
nice. It actually looks like a chick here in this picture, not some misogynized dude.
Is about just like real heroism. We have a Space Marine team called the Emerald Array, and they're fighting against bug monsters who are attacking humans. Very like classic stuff right here.
It looks cool.
This is exactly what we're trying to deliver to you. If you like old Marvel superhero comics, if you like old sci-fi comics, this is going to be the book for you. It's 66 pages, a lot of fun. You can support our channel, support our creative efforts here. Grab it. It's in the description below. We are crushing this. It's almost done, so we are going to be...
This video just came out like a couple days ago. So, yeah, that's cool. It should be still available until January 21st.
Hopefully starting production on these books towards the end of the month, and my aim is to start shipping them out in February. So this will be very, very soon. And if you guys don't know, I mean, we've done 13-plus graphic novels here.
Damn.
One of the most reliable people in comics as well.
He is a comic book writer.
Community and fan base here, so check it out. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is what you're looking for, according to my early readers. It's in the description below. Back it today. Okay, so all signs are pointing to trouble for Captain America: Brave New World, and now
this movie's gonna bomb like hell, man. They have spent, I think this is one of the most expensive movies ever made. I heard from all the research, it's like over $400 million.
Based on
It's
the movie,
insane.
it's getting savaged by fans who Disney Books is advertising using identity politics as their selling point.
That's one ugly kid.
Hero looks like you.
That kid is on the tisms, man.
In November,
here we go.
It was reported that Captain America Brave New World was undergoing changes because of more negative test screenings. The audience just does not like this.
Yeah,
Despite Disney doing
for
everything
good
they
reasons.
can to scramble on this movie, the concept of a black man replacing Captain America is the crux of the problem with what they're doing.
Stupid.
Marvel has a big...
It's pandering. I've always felt it was so insulting to black people, too. Like, how are you not insulted by that? You have, like, Black Panther and these other black, like, Spawn, and these cool black superheroes that are their own guys. But then you take Captain America and say, well, we need to give something to the blacks. Let's just take everything about Captain America and then just copy and paste it, but we'll make him a black guy. It always seems so insulting to me. And then you get a lot of these people, and it's just like, yeah, this is great. And I'm just like, it is?
Problem with the concept ever since their test run of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier premiered on Disney Plus in 2021. Fueled by the fervor of Black Lives Matter, it appeared as if Disney would be forging a new era ahead for the MCU, where they would be replacing all of the original members of the Avengers with minority and female
Man, if you've seen any of these Marvel TV shows, they're such trash. Almost every single one of them ends with a girl boss. WandaVision, Moon Knight, She-Hulk. What was the bow and arrow guy? I forget his name. It's not Falcon. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the only one that didn't end with a girl boss, but it had a major girl boss in it, and it ended up with Falcon supporting terrorists. Let's not call them that. Do better. Hawkeye is the one I'm thinking of. Ends with a girl boss. Loki, girl boss, female Loki. It's just insane.
Counterparts. While Disney Marvel continued with this strategy, the ratings have steadily declined. And as the new Captain America movie has been in development for years, it's at risk of suffering the same fate of most Disney's new diversity projects, an expensive failure.
Yeah.
As marketing is ramping up for the film's February 2025 release, Disney is putting out tie-in projects with Sam Wilson as Black Captain America. Much like they've done before, they're making the same mistakes and leaning into identity politics in their marketing.
A hero looks like you. So I guess this is a kid's book. In other words, you're teaching kids to focus on race. They can't look up to Spider-Man. They can't look up to Captain America anymore because they're white. This is racist stuff. This is bad. It's teaching kids to say, hey, your skin color really important. You ever notice about kids how they just hang out with each other and they never bring that stuff up? They don't care about race. It's only until they get older and their parents are constantly shoving this stuff down their throat where they say the white man this, the white man that, black people, white, black, white. And then they start to get indoctrinated with this idea that, oh, it's all about race. It's amazing.
Disney Books is running a promotional advertisement on Facebook saying, from Captain America Brave New World, this heartwarming picture book shows young readers
Fartwarming
can choose to be a hero. By the way,
not if you're white.
Looks like you, and it has to look like you to be a hero. You can't really choose that, right? Unless you put on blackface, I guess. Is that what they're advocating for here with choosing? Interesting. With this, they've unveiled a children's book, A Hero Looks Like You, with Captain America Brave New World branding and a bizarrely painted form of Captain America Sam Wilson, along with a black boy with a gap in his teeth looking up at the camera.
Yeah, he looks retarded. This art really does look stupid. I wonder if they're going to show any of the inside of the book.
Now, I looked this up because it's written by a guy named Kawami Mabalia. And, of course, it gets weird once you see who this guy is. He's a total race grifter who's just getting in on those Disney bucks, my friends.
There he is.
This is his Black by Popular Demand podcast. And so he, or newsletter, rather.
It always lines up.
His newsletter is all about just like, you're only allowed to do this if you're black. I wonder if I could submit my book. I've got my book, The Emerald Array, here. Maybe I can identify as black and be transracial. Do you think he'll put me in his newsletter?
I mean, shouldn't it work that way? Like, if I can identify to be a chick, even if I have a massive sausage between my legs, can I identify to be like another race too? Because it's all about how you feel, right? I mean, let me know how that works.
Because it's always racism with these people. If somebody did a white by popular demand,
boy,
put out white people's books in their newsletter, they would get savaged and destroyed.
Yeah, they would.
This is the double standard that exists within Hollywood and within Disney. It's really not right, and it's really, really creepy every single time it's seen, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which race is doing it, but this is what's like acceptable in modern entertainment today. In fact, you get rewarded for it. Like I said, if this was a white guy doing this kind of thing, he would be absolutely fired, never work in the publishing industry again.
It's true.
Instead, Disney Books is literally publishing him at this point as a reward for his little service of just being racist.
There is a double standard.
And this is the definition of racism, right? So here it is. Check out a snippet of my conversation with Leah Johnson on the Freedom Fire podcast. This is his podcast only highlighting black creators again. It's the exact same thing. Listen to the whole episode on your podcast app. You see what she got. Black girl power. 15 stories celebrating black girlhood.
It's all about race, man. It's all about color. It's so superficial and so shallow. Like, I don't get it, man.
This is this guy's entire deal. He can't do anything.
You're not defined by your skin color or your race, your gender, or your sexuality. I think we're all created in the image of God. Like, we all have intrinsic value. But even if you don't think that, do you really think that we're defined by our skin color? It's like a black. It's like, man, it just seems so shallow. You have no control over that. None. You're born that way. And it's like this, almost this weird tribalism, like you're born into this class, this group, and you have to act like them and talk like them. I'm a big believer in individualism. This is why this seems so stupid to me.
It's a hero looks like you. It's all about just being black. There's nothing else to it, and that's why this is going to be a train wreck. I can't imagine.
She kind of looks like a koala, doesn't she? Like a koala from what's that godforsaken hellhole on Earth? Australia. Doesn't she look like a koala?
People getting this for their kids at this point. Now, in the comments of this, Disney is getting savage, of course, by having a race grip.
There it is. Enjoy your sloppy second, son. You'll never be anything but the player 2 palette swap. That's true. It's true.
To do this kind of thing right here. Andrew Whitworth here posted, enjoy your sloppy seconds, son. You'll never be anything but the player 2 palette swap. Oof. Yeah, in the games, of course, you'd play the real Captain America if you have the choice.
True.
And that's why they don't give you a choice in movies anymore, because they're trying to take away those choices and just force you. You will accept it, bigot. You will like it. If you don't like the replacement, if you don't like that it's a different character pretending to be another character, you're the problem.
That's
you
right.
Watch it anyway.
He's right. You have to fall in line. You have to shut up. You have to sit down. You have to be quiet and fall in line. Otherwise, you're a racist. That's how it is.
That's right. And that's exactly what they do. Somebody else said this is extremely sad. And then another person made a good point that Disney is deliberately sabotaging this movie. That shows where their head is at. Pretty funny. And maybe it is a sad an advertising sabotaging. A hero looks like you with this kind of artwork. It looks.
Why would you make the kid look retarded? Like, this kid looks like he just got off the short bus. And for that matter, so does Captain African America here. Like, it looks like, doesn't he? Like, this is really trashy art.
Absolutely silly. It actually goes mask off for the whole concept of Captain America Brave New World as a race grift. It looks like it 100%. And it does actually just make people not want to see the movie at that point, beyond it just having this book out there. Another great point's made up right here. I'm Latino. Who do I get? Nah, but some people needs this.
Yeah.
And that's a great point. You know, I hear this all the time because every time they do one of these sort of racial sort of things, it's always very focused on just one race, isn't it? You never get like this like need for Asians, a hero looks like you. A need for Latinos, a hero looks like you. It's always black people, right?
It's true. They will try to implement other races, like they'll race swap or implement a lot of diversity with like Asians or Latinos and stuff like that. But the specific one that it seems like the groups that kind of appeals to, the Latinos, Mexicans, the Chinese people, other Asians, all these different groups, there's kind of almost like this nonchalant response. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, that's fine. The group it seems to matter to the most are black people. It seems like if they do a black representation, then you have a good chunk of the black group, this minority group, a good chunk of them are just like, yeah, this is so important to us. But whenever you cast a Latino or one of these other races, Asian or whatever, or like Miss Marvel, Muslim or whatever, the reception of it is just kind of like, okay, thanks, I guess. Interesting, huh? Isn't it?
Like almost 100% of the time, despite them being just 13% of the population, a statistic they don't want you to talk about ever.
Yeah.
But this is very, very weird. When I looked this up, this post was getting ratioed, 98 comments and 95 likes. Of course, it probably is even worse at this point, now that I've pointed it out. But this is where Disney's head's at, my friends. This is their marketing. This is their tie-in stuff. They are hiring race grifters as writers who are just in there just to push race stuff and just to make it something. Of course, this is what they're doing with the movie to begin with. It's all about being a replacement that you're just supposed to accept as Captain America and not his own character, because they can't create their own black heroes and just do their own things. Even though there's the Falcon, they can't make a Falcon movie.
If they made a Falcon movie, it would have been great. Everyone loves Sam Wilson as Falcon. I thought he was a good Falcon. I thought that after the events of Endgame, if they just did a Falcon movie and had him, immersed in that role, I thought it would have been great. The best parts of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as far as the action parts, are when he's flying around as the Falcon. It works. It's good. It looks good. It doesn't, the Captain America thing does not fit. It should have gone to Bucky. We all know it should have went to Bucky. The only reason it didn't go to Bucky is because of skin color. And it's stupid.
Because they know that it won't do as well, so they try.
Everyone would have shown up for a Falcon movie. I would have shown up for a Falcon movie. I would have been like, what's that? Falcon's going to go off and have his own movie and he's going to do his thing? Count me in.
To use other brands and try to, of course, replace the race to try to trick people on this stuff. It didn't work very well for things like The Little Mermaid. Now, did it?
No, that's right. They're not just race swapping in Marvel. Ooh, that one was a rough one. The Little Mermaid. Man,
with audiences in theaters, my prediction is this movie is going to be a very expensive failure for Disney.
Yep.
Once again, as I'm pretty sure that everybody's tuned out of this. They're going to say, oh, it's just superhero fatigue when it does fail, right?
No,
but I don't think it is. I think it's bad stories. I think it's race pandering. People are super sick of it. This movie is dead on arrival, and so is this children's book. Ridiculous. Leave a comment down below with what you think about it.
It's crazy. But yeah, he's right. I mean, it's wild. I think this is going to be a very expensive failure. At the end of the day, the main group that this appeals to is a small minority within the minority and the black community, and a bunch of white liberals who thinks that are, I think, just secretly racist, who think race is the most important thing. And at the end of the day, your father, your dad, should be your representation. He should be the one that represents you, that you see yourself in, not in some made-up fantasy. I didn't even have a great dad growing up. I didn't have the best life. But even then, I just, like, I look to certain people in actors and movies and stuff, and looking back on that, like when I was a teenager, I look back on that and realize, like, wow, this is unhealthy. This is unhealthy stuff. I shouldn't be trying to look for idols in my life in Hollywood, in these fantasy made-up roles. These roles can inspire us. They can connect with us. They can teach us things. They are artistic expressions that can be very beautiful. They can be very sad. They can be very relatable. But to then take it a step beyond that and say, I want to, this is the person that I want to be like. I want to mold my life around this person so I can see myself in them. It's an unhealthy mindset. It's an unhealthy mindset because it should be like a father or a big brother or someone who is very stable in your life, a male figure. Someone who is very stable in your life and strong and has character that looks out for you. That's who it should be. And it's just, the truth is, in the black community, that's one of the things they're missing the most. And instead of addressing the core problem, they try to put a Band-Aid on it. And Hollywood and all these white saviors try to come in and give all these artificial black heroes that are just white hand-me-downs in order to mend that gap. And it's never going to work, never will work, never has worked. And it's stupid. And all they end up doing at the end of the day is just tarnishing these characters. They're going to destroy Sam Wilson. He's going to be a joke after this, if he hasn't already been after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Captain America's Legacy and everything else that they just tarnish and destroy. But those are my thoughts. I'd love to know yours. Let me know your thoughts in the description below. And also, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Doing all that crap really helps out my videos a lot. It helps boost them up, so I really do appreciate it. So, till next time, guys, have a great freaking day.